Hello everyone. I wanted to make this short video to bring you some of the key energies that we can expect following the third eclipse that we are having in this month, which is a penumbral lunar eclipse. Now, even though from an eclipse perspective, it is not a full overshadow of the moon, so it's not a full lunar eclipse, but even then, that what these three eclipses herald is going to go on from here until the end of this year, well into, I would say, January or so. And then we are, of course, going to have another set of eclipses in November. So, one of the key things is you are going to find a lot of disruption in how things have typically been. And you are going to find that on a global scale in terms of a lot of outbursts and violence and just impatience and anger and so on. But you will also find that a lot at a personal level. And my reason for making this particular video is to more help you folks realize that that's what the energies are bringing up in all of us. And so the more aware you are, that much more you can monitor your actions as well as your reactions, because the person in front of you, the person that you're speaking to, may not necessarily be as conscious and aware. And so sometimes it is important to take a breather and not react right away. So one of the suggestions that I would make to all of you is, over the next several days, if someone says something to you which is not very pleasant or seems a bit argumentative, instead of getting caught in reacting right away, take a step back and just say, I heard what you had to say. Let me reflect on what you said and revert back to you. This way, it gives you a chance to ensure that what you are going to say to them is truly what you mean to say, and it's not just a reactive, angry outburst at that moment. The other thing is also, I would say, be careful with driving, road rage, things like that, because it's always possible that when energies are so turbulent, people do tend to be careless because either they are upset about an incident that's happened, and then when they get back behind the wheel, they are actually still mulling over that instead of paying attention to the road. So you could have some of that, as well as people just getting plain impatient and trying to cut in front of you. So it's always a good idea to be a defensive driver, but particularly over the next several weeks, I would suggest that even more so. And in terms of the key message at a personal level, in terms of what is this eclipse really asking us to do, in that regard, I would say it's asking us to close out old books. By that I mean, there are always situations, things, work, people, relationships in our life that haven't worked out for whatever reason. And it's just lingering there. We haven't really dealt with it, particularly remnant emotions. So, for example, let's say you had a friend in the past and it's been months or years since you have spoken to them, but for some reason, the anger, the resentment is still lingering somewhere within you. And by the same token, it could even be a friend that you really at one time had a great relationship with, but you're still not in touch. Either ways, this is the time to really start closing old books. So if it is someone that it was something good, then go ahead, write to them, give them a call, and see if there is any life still remaining in that relationship. And if yes, then great. If not, then just say goodbye mentally to yourself. You don't have to write to anyone. in terms of when I say closing old books, this is not about starting new fights and arguments at all. This is about you mentally closing out all your energy that somewhere anger, resentment, sorrow, grief, these things in our life, they end up seeping strength away from us. And this is about you making that decision to say, okay, this old situation doesn't exist in my life anymore, or this old friend, I forgive him or her for whatever it is that they did, and I am choosing to move on. So this is the real crux of it, because we have to remember that, like all lunar eclipses, this is also a full moon. And on top of it, it is a Guru Purnima, which is the moon where we honor the Guru, the teacher, the divine teacher. And so, along with all the challenges and the challenging energies of the lunar eclipse, we also have the divine guiding energy. And this guiding energy is asking us to close out all those old things in our life so we can start fresh. We can start towards recreating ourselves into a better version of who we want to be, who we are. So by that I mean, if there is something that you want to achieve, there is something that you see yourself become, then now is the time to start putting those feelers out, those actions, put your energy into those things. And the more you're able to clean out your past, that much more you will be able to devote your effort and your energy into creating whatever it is new that you want in your life. So with that, I would like to close this short video. As I said, my main intention was to bring you this energy message and wish you a fantastic and a happy Guru Purnima.